Steve, and I'm here with Geoff Paddock, who's the Executive Director of Headwaters Park Alliance. Geoff, yesterday the Fort Wayne Board of Parks Commissioners voted on approving a one-year contract with Headwaters Park for the management of the park. It's a kind of a little bit of a change. They usually go in 3-year increments. What's bringing that change about?
Well, first of all, let me say that I'm pleased that the Headwaters Park Alliance has had a 10-year relationship with the Parks Department. We've had three-year agreements, and I think one-year agreement when we started out. So we're extending that now for one more year, and we're grateful for that. We appreciate the action of the Park Board yesterday. I think one of the things that we need to work on is the budget situation. We understand that the city is looking to make cuts, and the Headwaters Park Alliance was first to come forward to say we would be happy to work with the city and cooperate, and we did reach that agreement to where our contribution from the Parks Department will be greatly reduced. In fact, the city taxpayer contribution will be only 20% or less, really, of our 2010 budget. So it's important for folks to realize that the Headwaters Park Alliance has raised really thousands of dollars a year in operating costs and millions of dollars a year over the years to build the park and maintain it and add the pavilions and so on. We've been the arm of the private sector. But we're pleased to work with the city and the Parks Department to continue that relationship. We realize that because of difficult budget situations that we're only going to be extended for 1 year. But the Parks Director, Al Malls, indicated that he'd like to talk with us later this year about extending that even further, and so we look forward to those discussions.
Mm-hmm.
I think one thing that's important that I pointed out in a guest column that I wrote this week, and hopefully that is going to appear on your blog as well for your audience, is that we have worked very hard over the years to not only build the park, but to maintain it and nurture it and do things like build a maintenance endowment with the support of the city and others that is now in 2 separate funds, a little over $1 million. So we're very pleased with that. It would be my goal to try to add to that over the next few years to make Headwaters Park as self-sustaining as possible with the private money that we raise, the maintenance endowment, and the festival and user fees. I think it's important to note that when Headwaters Park was first built, it was looked upon as a nice place, but perhaps a little too opulent for the Three Rivers Festival, for German Fest, and maybe for 1 or 2 other events that might be here in the summer. And of course, as you may know, we have over 40 events now that start actually in March with the firefighters' annual St. Patrick's Day event through about the middle of October. Our last event here under the Lincoln Pavilion is Saturday, October 10th, and there's a Burmese lighting event. So we're looking forward to that. There's a lot of diversity here at Headwaters Park. It's not just a place for festivals, although we're very happy to have them, but we have a number of events, charitable events, weddings, not-for-profit events, events like I say, the Burmese lighting ceremony. There's a fundraiser here tomorrow, September the 19th, a small Latina festival that will benefit a young man who needs an organ transplant. Just a number of things that go on here. And the dollars that are collected, the revenue that's collected, helps to support this park. So we're very pleased with that. Over 40 events here, and then about the middle of October, as you know, Steve, we start setting up the ice rink literally in pieces. It takes about a month, and we're scheduled to open on November 21st for another 3.5 months of ice skating.
Do you think it's important to periodically look at arrangements such as what we have with the city and kind of look at those and make sure that we're doing what we need to do and where we should be at with those? Do you think that's important?
Well, I think it is, and we're very pleased to have a partnership. The Headwaters Park project is one of the largest public-private partnerships in the city history. And keep in mind that the Headwaters Park Commission, which raised the money, designed the park, and then built it, it completed its mission and then it disbanded. And the Headwaters Park Alliance came forward as a private sector group committed to raising additional funds, managing the park, nurturing it, making improvements. And so we're very pleased with what we've accomplished. We're pleased with the partnership that we've had with the city of Fort Wayne over the last 20 years or so. And as long as they're comfortable with that, we want to continue to work together. And the important thing is to do what's right for Headwaters Park, to make sure that it is operated, that there is a great deal of care and pride that's taken in its operation, and to make sure that we continue to build events and have high quality entertainment down here for families.
And it was also one of the first models or organizations or partnerships of a private-public partnership
right.
in the state, really.
It was a very unique organization when the commission was founded. It remains unique as the Headwaters Park Alliance, working with the city of Fort Wayne to maintain and manage Headwaters Park. It is unique to Fort Wayne. I would assume there aren't too many examples also around the state of Indiana, but it's been very successful. And the fact that the Headwaters Park Alliance has raised about $5 million in the last 10 years to build this beautiful Lincoln Pavilion and the Rothschild Pavilion across the way, to vaccinate the ash trees from the emerald ash borer, to make a number of improvements to the ice rink, which grows in attendance each year. We're very pleased with our record, and we have a lot of private donors who have supported us because they have confidence in what we do.
Geoff, we appreciate your time.
Nice to be here, Steve.
Thank you very
Thanks
much.
a lot.
Yep.